Welcome back to Self with Savannah. I'm so happy you're here with me today because today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people struggle with, which is feeling like they're behind. That feeling can feel really heavy. It can create a lot of extra stress and worry and anxiety. And so, my intention with this is to help alleviate some of that stress and some of that worry because I think it's such a common feeling to have, and it can make you second guess your decisions. It can make you feel like if you make a choice, you start questioning yourself, well, am I going backwards if I do this? So I'm excited to share my personal opinions and beliefs and my experiences to hopefully help you. So I want to start off by saying that there is no right or wrong way to live your life. The goal of life is to live it as the most you that you can possibly be. With that means that there are no timelines because every single one of us is on our own unique individual timeline. And so all of this outside noise and pressure and expectations of the world telling us that your life should look this way by this age. And if it doesn't, then, oh, you're not seen as successful. Or if you haven't ticked off all of these boxes within a certain time frame, then you're behind. That is just so not true. It's just not true. Your life does not need to look a certain way by a certain age. It just doesn't. And I get it. There can be this overwhelming feeling when there's so much outside noise, especially with social media these days, right? It's like we can open our Instagram app, for example, and you have access, unlimited access to all of these people's lives all the time. And it's easy to start comparing yourself. It's easy to start thinking, oh, well, all of these people's lives look so perfect and they have everything figured out. Why don't I? And it can leave you feeling like you're behind. And so, first, what I want to say to that is social media is not always what it seems. If you think about it, majority of people that post online, they are showing the highlights. They are showing their best moments, their happiest times. You're not seeing all of the moments before the picture was taken or before the video was taken. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to it. Just because someone else's life or other people's lives look a certain way right now doesn't mean that yours has to as well. Just because people around you are getting married, are having kids, are buying a house, are traveling, are going to university, are climbing the corporate ladder, doesn't mean that you have to. If those things, and those are just some random examples that I thought of off at the top of my head, but if you don't want those things that other people have, you don't need to. You don't need to. And that is the freaking beautifulness of life is you get to create it however you want to, whenever you want to. There are no rules. There are no timelines like society tries to convince you that there are. If you want to get married when you're 23, great. If you want to get married when you're 54, great. If you never want to get married, great. If you want to have kids, awesome. If you don't want to have kids, that's also awesome. If you want to go traveling and explore the world at 63 years old, that is awesome. If you want to go travel and see the world when you're 18 years old, that is also awesome. If you never want to travel and you're happy at home, that is also awesome. My point is that you have the freedom, you have the ability to create your life however you want to. And that is such a privilege, especially because not everywhere in the world has that freedom to do so. I want to remind you that you are exactly where you're meant to be. If you're following your heart and you're doing what you actually want to do, even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, even if it's not following the societal norms and expectations or what your family and your friends expect of you or want for you, but it makes sense to you and it feels good for you, that is what matters. And in doing so, you're not going to make the wrong decision. You're not. If you're being your true self and you're following what feels good for you, you will not make the wrong decision. You are exactly where you are meant to be. And so, this feeling that comes up when you're trying to make a decision about your life and how you want to live it, and these feelings come up of, oh, but if I make this decision, does that mean I'm going backwards? Hell no. If it is something that you want to do, you are not going backwards because that doesn't even exist. That's just this construct made up in your mind. It's comparing your life to the norms and the expectations in other people's lives. You're not going backwards because you literally cannot go backwards. I'm going to share with you a few personal examples. So, when I graduated from college, I was a preschool teacher and I got my first job out of college and I was really unhappy. And I could have stayed in that job and continued being really unhappy, or I could have chosen to follow my heart, do what I actually wanted to do, and follow my true desires, which was I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. So I had a decision to make. I could continue staying in that job, following all the outside noise and norms, right? Stay in that career. It was a job that looked good on paper. From the outside, it looked great, right? It's a pretty respectable job, quote unquote. Or I could have done the thing that a lot of people wouldn't understand. From some people's point of view, it may look like by making that decision to move abroad and go travel would be me falling behind in life because it wasn't checking off all of the boxes, right? I wasn't going down the list of all those things that society tells us we're supposed to do in order to be successful and to have all these things in a certain time frame. I could have done that. I had to make the decision, and so I did. And I chose to follow what I wanted to do and I moved abroad to New Zealand. And it was the best decision that I've ever made for myself. And like I said, maybe to some people, it looks like I was behind, that I was going backwards. It's not what anyone else in my life was doing around me. It's not what looked good on paper to most people, but to me it did. To me, it felt good to do so. And I continued traveling to the most incredible places, meeting the most incredible people, having the best experiences of my life that completely changed the direction of my life. I felt so like me. I felt so good because I was choosing to live my life how I wanted to. And my point with sharing that is because, yeah, to some people from the outside, there are probably people that think, oh, what the heck? Why is she living her life that way? She's not following what society tells us we're supposed to do. She's so behind. I don't think I'm behind because I'm not. Because I'm living my life my way. I'm living my life in a way that feels good to me. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else because they aren't the ones that are living my life. I am. When I made the decision to take several months off to just go out and explore and travel and live my dream, yeah, there were people that were like, what the heck? That's not what you're supposed to do. That's not what they teach us to do. Who cares? Who cares? If it makes sense to you, it doesn't matter because your life doesn't have to look a certain way by a certain age. When I chose to move back in with my parents because I wanted to go all in on my dream of being a business owner, of helping people all over the world. And I chose to move back in with my parents. To some people, maybe, it looked like, oh, she's so behind. She's moving back in with her parents. I don't care because it made sense for me. It's what I wanted to do. That's what felt true for me. It does not matter if your life makes sense to other people. You are not behind. Any of those decisions that I made, I never thought, oh, this is going to put me so behind everybody else because it's not real. That's just this story that you're making up in your mind. And I get it. That story can feel really true when everyone outside of you, or the world, or society, or whoever is telling you that your life needs to look this certain way by certain ages. But it's not true. It's not true. You're not behind, and any decision that you make that feels right for you does not mean that you are behind if it's something that you want to do. So when you feel this urge, this pull to do something, and it excites you, but then your mind starts convincing you of these stories like, oh, I don't think I should do this though because nobody else my age is doing it. Everyone's going to question what I'm doing with my life. It doesn't matter. If it feels good for you, that is all that matters. And when you feel those pulls, those urges to do something, that is your intuition speaking to you. That is your true self hollering at you, being like, let's do this. Let's do this. So even when fear comes up around those decisions, do it anyway. Do it anyway because everything that you want, that life that you dream about having, is on the other side of that fear. There's a whole life waiting for you on the other side of that when you give yourself permission to go for it. And so I hope this episode helps you trust your path because you are exactly where you're meant to be. I hope that it helps you stay true to who you are, even if it doesn't make sense to anybody else. A question that I want to leave you with is asking yourself, are you doing things because you genuinely want to? Or are you doing them because you feel pressured to do them? Really allow yourself to reflect on that because you will unlock a new level of yourself, of your life, when you stop living by the shoulds and you start living how you want to. When you start doing what you want to do. And if you want more support in doing so, in leveling up your life, in aligning your life with the truth of who you are, then you may feel called to join Self, my monthly membership. I'll leave the link to it in the description below, or the link is always in my social media bios. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope that it left you feeling like you're not alone in feeling this way, because it's such a common feeling to have. But you're exactly where you're meant to be, and you have the ability to change your life at literally any moment. Literally, right now, you can start making decisions for you, and your life will change in the most incredible ways because of it. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and to leave a rating if you enjoy being here. And I'm sending you so much love. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.